Today we start chapter number 12, thermodynamics. What is this thermodynamics? To know, see, come to the heading. This heading contains two important words. One is thermo, another is dynamics. If I divide this heading into two, thermo means if it is something related to heat. Dynamics means it deals with motion. If you combine both, we can say it deals with motion of heat. Means when heat flows from one body to another body, what happens? Okay. So in detail, what it exactly deals? Let us see. Thermodynamics deals with exchange of heat between the bodies when we kept in contact. So as we have studied in earlier topics that when we keep a hot body and a cold body, when we kept in contact, heat flows from hot body to cold body. So that is, see, when we have two rods, one is at 90 degrees Celsius, another is at 10 degrees Celsius. When these two rods are kept in contact, then heat flows from this rod to this rod till they attain equal temperature, that is 50 degree and 50 degree. That is, first, it deals with exchange of heat between the two bodies when kept in contact. Second, it deals with conversion of heat energy into other forms of energy. This thermodynamics not only deals with the flow of heat, it also deals with the conversion of heat energy into other forms or vice versa. Example here, see, we know that when a car is running, the fuel gets burned. Burning of fuel is nothing but chemical energy. So that chemical energy is converted into heat energy and kinetic energy. But when we look at these three, the total remains constant, right? So therefore, finally, thermodynamics deals with exchange of heat energy between hot body and cold body and conversion of heat energy from one form to another form. See, it is also one of the example of thermodynamics. See, it is a system, say it is a hot body. So this takes heat energy. This heat energy is converted into mechanical energy. This mechanical energy is later converted into electrical energy. So this is nothing but thermodynamics. So let us take the terms used in thermodynamics. First is a system. What is a system? System is a collection of large number of atoms or molecules which are under observation. That is, see, today we are studying, say, about this gas. So this gas is our system, or assume in our daily life. Suppose we want to study about a place or about a room. That room is our system. Okay. So today the system means it is a collection of large number of atoms or molecules which are under study, right? So in this example, the gas taken in the cylinder is our system. And assume this is a system. In this we have large number of atoms and molecules. Then other than this system, anything which is present outside the system is called as surrounding. Therefore, surrounding is anything which is outside the thermodynamic system. This is our system, this is our surrounding. Here this gas is taken in the cylinder is a system. Then whatever is present around it is the surrounding. You know, system and surrounding is separated by a boundary. Boundary means the one which separates system and surrounding. Okay, and remember, this is the system, it is our surrounding. Then the black color is our boundary, right? This boundary may be real or it may be imaginary. This boundary may be real or imaginary. Example, suppose when we take a vessel taken in the beaker, in that vessel we have taken a water. So suppose this water is our system and this is taken as a boundary. You know, there is no exact boundary for this. This is our imaginary boundary. Okay. Next, real means when this is called as a real boundary of the system. And this not only it is classified into real and imaginary, we can classify this as rigid and flexible. The boundary may be rigid or boundary may be flexible. Or this boundary may be diathermic or adiabatic. So this is necessary to understand. What is this a diathermic boundary? What is this a diathermic boundary? So we know the boundary which is thermally conducting. Thermally conducting means through that boundary heat energy can flow easily. The boundary which allows heat energy to flow is called as diathermic boundary. We know whenever heat energy is exchanging, then in the system there is a change in heat energy takes place. Means this change in heat energy is not equal to 0. Whereas adiabatic boundary means the boundary which is non-conducting, non-thermally conducting. Means through that boundary heat energy cannot flow. Heat energy cannot flow through that boundary. The boundary through which no heat energy flows is called adiabatic. When no heat energy is flowing from the system or into the system, then total energy of the system remains constant. When total energy of the system is constant, then there is no change in energy. No change in energy. That is delta Q equal to 0. That's what I have written. Next, types of system. Here first is open system, second closed system, third isolated system. What is this open system? You know, the system through which both matter as well as energy can exchange. Means through this system, between system and surrounding, matter can exchange as well as energy can exchange. That is, through open system, matter can exchange as well as heat energy can exchange. Then what is closed system? The system through which there is no exchange of matter. Means matter do not exchange through between system and surrounding, but heat energy can exchange. That is the system through which only heat energy can exchange with the surrounding is called closed system. Next is isolated system. Means the system in which there is no exchange of matter, no exchange of heat between system and surrounding. Means the system which do not exchange neither matter nor energy with the surrounding is called isolated system. Next, see, if I want to say what is a open system, look at here, this is our system. Okay, through this system both energy as well as matter is getting exchanged. See, through this one both energy, this you can represent this this green as energy and blue as matter. Both matter and energy are getting exchanged, called open system. And see here, whenever we provide heat energy here, the heat energy is getting into the system. See, earlier the color of the molecules were blue, slowly they turn to orange. Means the system, means gas is absorbing the heat energy. Means gas is taking heat energy from outside. Hence, it is a closed system. It is a closed system. Okay, means it is exchanging only energy from the surrounding. Matter of the system remains constant. It is not exchanging matter with the surrounding, right? Therefore, it is a closed system. Next, thermodynamic properties. I think this heading is not discussed in detail in our theory. In short, I can say here, properties, not only thermodynamic, these two properties we study in physics, maybe in chemistry also. That is extensive properties and intensive properties. What is extensive properties? The properties which depends on matter, which depends on amount of matter, how much matter is present. That is an extensive property. Example, mass. As matter increases, mass also increases. As matter increases, volume increases, that is the size increases. As matter increases, number of moles also increases. That is called extensive property. So next is intensive properties. Means the properties which does not depends on matter. Matter may be small or matter may be large. That property remains same. Example, density. You take 1 liter of water or 1000 liters of water. Density of water remains same. And refractive index is also same. Temperature, pressure are intensive properties. They are independent of matter. But one more important thing is, how do you identify this intensive property or extensive property? Then small example is, when the physical quantity, which is the ratio of two extensive properties, is an intensive. Example I will take density. Density is equal to, density is equal to mass divided by volume. Mass divided by volume. Okay. So remember here, just now I said mass is an extensive property, volume is an extensive property. Means it is an extensive by extensive, and density is an intensive property. Therefore, extensive property divided by extensive property is an intensive property. Okay, try to remember this. And similarly, we can say molecular weight, that you can come across in chemistry. Next, thermodynamic variables. As you know, the system, the state of a system is specified by some physical quantities. The physical quantities which decide the state of a system is called thermodynamic variables. So, the state of a thermodynamic system is described by pressure, volume, temperature, internal energy, entropy, etc. etc. These are called as thermodynamic variables. Okay. So, these thermodynamic variables are nothing but parameters, thermodynamic parameters. Next is very important is equilibrium. What is this equilibrium? Equilibrium means remains same. That is called equilibrium. So thermodynamic equilibrium means, see, whenever we take two bodies, say it is at higher temperature, it is at lower temperature. Means it is a hot body, it is cold body. When we keep hot body and cold body in contact, then heat flows from hot body to cold body till both the bodies attain equal heat energy. So when they get equal heat energy, then we can say both A and B are at thermodynamic equilibrium. Means here, when we say the system is in thermodynamic variable means in steady state means no external is supplied, then thermodynamic variables remains constant with the time. Means with the time thermodynamic variables should not change. So example, if temperature is not changing, that is called as thermodynamic equilibrium. Next, apart from that, we have different equilibriums. One is mechanical equilibrium, thermal equilibrium, and chemical equilibrium. So when there is no unbalanced forces acting on the system, then system is called as mechanical equilibrium. Means between system and surrounding, if there is no unbalanced forces are acting, then the system is said to be mechanical equilibrium. Here, when there is no exchange of heat energy between system and surrounding, or at all parts of the system and its surrounding, temperature remains same, then it is said to be thermal equilibrium. And chemical equilibrium. So there is a uniform chemical composition throughout the system, then the system is said to be chemical equilibrium. This already you have studied in theory. I don't want to go in detail. So now what is the thermodynamic process? Process means change. If there is a change in the thermodynamic variables, change of thermodynamic variables is called as thermodynamic process. As I told you, pressure, volume and temperature, internal energy, etc. etc. are called thermodynamic variables. If any one or two of them are getting changed, then it is called as thermodynamic process. In this example, see, temperature and volume are getting changed. See, temperature and volume getting changed. As volume is decreasing, then temperature is also decreasing, provided pressure remains constant. Okay, it means pressure is constant but temperature and volume are changing. Hence it is called as thermodynamic process. Next, different types of processes. First, isothermal process. You know, iso means the same, thermal means temperature. Isothermal means at constant temperature. Means throughout the process, temperature remains constant. that is called as isothermal process. Throughout the process, suppose if throughout the process there is no transfer of heat between system and surrounding, there is no exchange of heat between system and surrounding, then it is called adiabatic process. Next, isobaric process. Iso means the same, baric means, bar means unit of pressure actually. Isobaric means constant pressure. Means throughout the process pressure remains constant. Isoporic process. So in this one, throughout the process volume remains constant. Cyclic and non-cyclic process. The process which repeats again and again in the same path is called cyclic process. Okay, that is the cyclic process, initial and final states are same. When in non-cyclic process, these states are different. Reversible and irreversible processes. This actually reversible means which traces its path again and again. That we'll see in Carnot cycle. Okay, example. I said isothermal process. The process in which temperature remains constant. See, whenever we provide heat energy, the system absorbs heat energy. As it absorbs heat energy, then its pressure increases. As its pressure increases, the volume also increases. Means pressure and volume. Pressure and volume here. So whenever we provide heat energy, so actually it is later I can say in Boyle's law. Whenever we provide heat energy to the system, then at constant temperature, pressure and volume varies in this way, inversely proportional. That is Boyle's law. That I will take later. So in adiabatic process, so there is no exchange of heat energy between system and surrounding. But whenever process takes place, whenever we do work, then internal energy of the system increases. When piston is going up, internal energy of the system decreases. That you can see later. Isobaric process means pressure remains same, but temperature and volume are increasing. Later I can say it as a Gay-Lussac's law. Isoporic process means whenever we provide heat energy to the system absorbs heat energy. Even though heat energy is absorbed, its volume remains same. See, volume here and here are same. But difference is the color of the system. This color indicates temperature is raising. See, initial temperature is this much, final temperature is this. Okay, but remember, in PV diagram, volume remains constant. Okay, pressure goes on, increases. So, cyclic process. So, actually, when you look at, see, this is getting moved. Its initial place was here. See how it is going. Volume goes on, increases, then here it comes to this. See, finally it reaches to its initial state. Look at here. Then this is called as a cyclic process, right? So indicator diagram, it is nothing but a graphical representation of change in state of a gas by thermodynamic process. Means it is a plot graph. Indicator diagram is nothing but a graph of one thermodynamic variable versus another thermodynamic variable. It may be pressure versus volume, or it may be volume versus temperature, or it may be pressure versus temperature. It may be anything. But keep in mind, area under PV graph gives work done. Most important sentence of this topic. I will discuss most of the questions on this sentence. Area under pressure versus volume graph gives work done. Right? Next is zeroth law of thermodynamics. See, what is this zeroth law of thermodynamics? It says if systems A and B, okay, actually this figure and this sentence are different. I'll take only this figure. See, actually what happens here, A, B, C, assume initially all three are at different temperatures. When I keep A and C kept together, then flow of heat takes place till temperature of A becomes equal to temperature of C. It means this takes place till temperature of A is equal to temperature of C. Later A and B are kept in contact. Then heat energy flows till temperature of A is equal to temperature of B. After observing these two, after this process, when we look at these two conditions, you know, TA is equal to TC and TA is equal to TB. Then finally we can say TA is TB, TA is equal to TC, but same TA is equal to TB. Therefore temperature of C is equal to temperature of B. Here actually system A is thermally equilibrium with B and C separately. System A is thermally equilibrium with B and C separately. Then B and C are also thermally equilibrium. So that is a zeroth law of thermodynamics. Example, see, suppose we have two different cups. One is very hot, another is less hot. When we keep in environment, then A is losing heat energy to the environment, C also loses heat energy to the environment. After a certain time, the temperature of A becomes equal to temperature of C. So this is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Here I can say A is thermally equilibrium with B and C is thermally equilibrium with B. Then A and C are also thermally equilibrium with each other. So this is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Actually, this is the beginning of the topic, and important will come in next hour. That is first law of thermodynamics. That is a very important part of this topic. Okay, we'll meet in next video with first law of thermodynamics.